Uh, Welcome back to the Mexican Soccer Show Social Hour. So I got somebody ring on my doorbell downstairs. Somebody knocked on the door and said you shouldn't be streaming our official FIFA documentary on your channel. And there were some words that were exchanged, so we'll just leave it at that. But anyway, we got kicked out. FIFA found our stream and it violated their. So we'll see what happens. All right. So what we're gonna be doing, we're gonna continue because I think it was a lot of fun. I got a lot of people watching. So I think what we're gonna do is in this social hour is we're all gonna press play the documentary around the same time, right? That's what we're gonna be doing. Right,
and Amy provided. Yeah, and if you're looking at the chat right now, Amy provided the link, so set that up. And where we ended was at the 8-minute and 40-second point. So load that up, and during the next couple minutes, we'll just kind of like chat while everybody loads up the 8-minute and 40-second point while you guys prepare that.
Let's see. All right, I gotta load mine up.
Yeah, exactly. See, we got to give time for you too, Lisa.
So yeah. So Cesar, give us how about we give away something right now? I don't know, maybe something while they're waiting.
Sure, why not? Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many people are in the chat right now, but let's
see. We got 3 people. I think most of it. All right, 8 minutes and 40 seconds, right?
Yeah. Can I win my own future?
All right, I'm at 8:35. There we go. All right. I'm at 8:38. I'll leave it at that. So Messi's about to free kick, right? Everybody's where Messi's gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amy. Adriana, we're all where Messi's supposed to take a free kick.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right.
Yes,
so let's get this back on. If we can, we're gonna tweet it out really quick.
I guess maybe you should wait a few more minutes to see if we can have like at least a few more people join us, and then we can kind of like.
Okay, let's do that.
Up the time. I don't know how you guys feel. Yeah.
No, yeah. Let's do that. I like your style. All right. A few more tweets here and there so we can get, so we can get some people on there. And we should be good. All right. So everybody tweeting it out. We get some others. There we go. Now we got some few people. So. If you're joining us, we try to show the documentary on our actual channel, and FIFA kind of shut us down. FIFA YouTube
didn't appreciate it too much.
I got like a bunch of texts from a bunch of friends that were watching it. They really enjoyed our commentary on the corner. We try to block out the FIFA logo. I mean, I don't know what the problem is.
Like, hey, no, we're literally showing like FIFA footage, but maybe if we just block out the FIFA logo.
Check it out. The email that I got. Like right off the bat, man.
Yeah, we got to hear it. Where is it?
Where is it? All inboxes. Oh wait, I deleted it. Dang it!
I mean, it's probably for the best that you deleted.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is a little better. Anyway, it was like. No, it's all gone now. I don't know where it's at. Anyways, it was seriously. Seeing the footage we reviewed, so that means somebody's actually watching, because. They're like, we reviewed it, and it's going to be gone. All right, guys. All right, if you're joining us, again, type on the text. Tell us what is happening. We're going to start it. We're at 8 minutes and 38 seconds.
Close enough. I'm at 8:40, but yeah.
Okay, 8:40. Messi's about to kick off. I think it's like a free kick, right? And we're going to start it. So we're going to hopefully wait for Amy, because I think she stepped out. But yeah, all right, there she is. All right, everybody got the refill? Are we good? So, the doc, the doc, right here, you can see it. You just copy and paste, and at 8:30, 8:38, that's where we're starting, and hopefully nothing happens, because I don't think we're doing anything else. That's
that you know.
I don't know of. Here we go.
Oh, hello. Oh.
Here we go.
Did you do a countdown? Wait, so you did a countdown.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, press play.
Okay.
All right. Messi's about to kick.
Oh!
He kicks. And that's right. It was Iceland. That's right.
I was rooting for them so badly that World Cup.
Wait, you're rooting for Iceland or Argentina?
I mean, who wasn't rooting for Iceland ever? Like,
Hmm.
I'm rooting for Iceland all the time.
I actually wanted to get a jersey.
I met a cool people from Iceland. Every time we saw people from Iceland, and Amy was like, "Don't embarrass me, please."
I don't remember this.
Yeah, you did. We were walking it, and then
I remember.
And all of a sudden, I'm like, Iceland. No, but I said it in.
Were we in Moscow?
We all doing
Amy,
it.
why aren't you doing it? Amy.
Definitely the coolest team in the World Cup.
Yes.
Oh, Amy's too cool for doing the Viking show.
This is Rostov. I don't know. Something about. No, this is Nizhny Novgorod. Something really cool about Russia is that they don't do like, you know, come visit Russia videos, so you don't know what you're expecting when we went there. But it's a beautiful country. Like, it's very modern. They have the history with all of the you know, the awesome, just all the architecture, that Russian architecture, which is really, really cool. I really enjoyed it. I don't know how different it is without the World Cup, but I get it.
Yeah, I'm guessing they kind of like laid out the red carpet for a lot of people, but it seems like for the most part, like a lot of people had certain stereotypes about Russia when they went, and like a lot of reporters realized that like you can't just apply those stereotypes to the entire country, especially with like I think especially with a country of that size too. Like you can't imagine like it just the stereotypes you have just blanket like the entire country. Like once again, I've never been to Russia, but I imagine you can't all those stereotypes of a country like covered entirely.
It was like New York at times. I mean, it was like Mexico City. You just, it's a huge city and tons of people, modern. I mean, when we were talking to like people from Russia, it's like, you know, we would come in and we'd say, "Hey, isn't it dangerous with Putin and all that?" And they're like, "Don't you guys get like school shootings every day?" Like,
I mean, maybe they say thing of be like, "Isn't it dangerous with like Trump out there?"
Yeah,
maybe
no, that's what I'm saying. And like what they hear about it, right? And this is right, you know, only 2 years when Trump got elected. So
yeah,
like every country, you know, they don't advertise come to Russia because they don't really need it. But I thought it was beautiful. Like, look at the city right now, like like that landscape.
That's crazy. That's beautiful.
And they went out for it. St. Petersburg. All right.
I mean,
I think what was really crazy is seeing how everyone was suffering because you guys, whenever you wanted to sleep, it was still daylight.
Oh gosh.
I think that was just something that no one was expecting.
Oh
I mean, usually you Google things like weather and how to get to some places and language or stuff like that. I don't think you usually Google like how much light there's going to be at 8 p.m. So everyone was really surprised with that.
This is Argentina, right? Last game, they had to beat Nigeria in order for them to go in. We're already in Rostov waiting for the Mexico game, and Argentina, especially World Cups, like if you're a Mexico fan, you have to like not like them, but
they're like not really a rival, but they're definitely a team where it's just like they definitely like they give Mexico trouble in recent years, you know.
This is the game that we were all watching, and we tweeted that out with John Arnold, right? The Argentina, this Argentina game. Do you remember that?
Yeah, we were at a bar. Rodolfo Landeros was there. John, Tom. That's when you call him Tom Arnold.
Tom Arnold.
Also, would it be? It seems like in recent years too, just like Argentina, just like recently, like runs into like a lot of problems, whether it be World Cup qualifying or whether it just be like a lot of it has to do with Messi, I think, but a lot of it just like reaching their own expectations.
Like everyone's like, oh, you know, Mexico, like they have the best player in the world and they can't make it. Like winning a World Cup is extremely hard, and you have to have luck involved in it because even if you have an amazing team, you're gonna face a great team in the group stages or whatever. It's kind of like that. But going back to what Adriana said, it is 11:50 p.m. and the sun's barely going down, and then you're like, all right, the sun's down, and it's 2:30 in the morning and the sun's up. So when you get there and you're on this jet lag, you can't sleep anywhere. I mean, we're up for like 20 hours. So we'll see that. All right, here they are. Los francesitos.
Ooh, I love videos from like inside the locker room. I
Yeah,
love knowing what
likewise.
coaches say.
We can't go in the locker room anymore, Adriana.
It's yeah, I know.
We can, but when they give access to cameras, I think that's cool. I still think it's kind of like strange that we go into locker rooms and just like stand there while they're changing and stuff.
Yeah, that doesn't happen
Soccer
down
doesn't.
here. But
Yeah, soccer doesn't do that at
I
all.
like it because I
No,
like
I
it
mean,
because
for,
I
like-
really don't know what coaches can say whenever like someone's losing really badly or doing really well. I love to know what they're saying because it's like it's so private. I mean, you usually don't hear coaches like any of the time like
I mean,
know how they talk to players.
Yeah, but like personally speaking, like Ellie Gassi does a fantastic job, just like in general. I think we talked about this last time with access and stuff. But like after games, you just go into their locker room and it's like, yeah, they're in the middle of like showering and stuff. It's sometimes kind of strange. Like on my end, I don't think that like journalists should be denied access. I just think like the locker room aspect is
Kind of.
debatable in terms of
Alright,
where
I'm gonna
that
be right
access
back.
should be.
I'm gonna go get another beer, and I forgot because I didn't want it to get cold. So, enjoy. By the way, this is a camping chair because it's comfortable.
I wonder as France, if you already know, like in those moments that like, yeah, guys, we're really good, and
Yeah, but
we
I
could
think-
probably.
I think at this point in the tournament, though, like I think that they had some struggles early on in the tournament,
Yeah.
right? Like I feel like
Yeah.
like there was criticism about how they didn't really exceed expectations in the early stages. So I feel like at this point they're not just like we're on top of the world. They're just like shit. We should be doing or we should be doing. Sorry, I curse a little bit. Like that we should be doing much better than we are right now. You know?
Isn't it weird how different like leader Cristiano is from Messi? I mean, I never see Messi
Yeah.
like actually like rooting for his team and like shouting at them, "Come on, let's go."
Yeah.
And you see it from Cristiano so much, like right now, like going onto the field. It's so different.
Well, they're too
forget-
I mean,
I forget who it is that scores the header, but like yeah, like I was thinking about it because I was watching just the goals from the World Cup like 2 days ago. So not this documentary, but just like the world, because Amazon like shows the goals, and I think there's like a moment where like, you know, Ronaldo goes and like not validates, but you know, cheers with his team, and I'm like, I wonder if that feels like as the opposing player when you have like a player like
Yeah.
Ronaldo or like Messi that just like acknowledges you. Like how much does that elevate you in that moment and stuff? It's pretty insane.
also, Mexico flag that was in the stands there. All right, cool. Shout out there.
But then I think for Messi, it's such a fascinating dynamic. Like whoever makes that documentary about his complex relationship with Argentina and the fans is just gonna have such an interesting story to tell.
Guys,
Well, it's
guess what I'm eating?
interesting.
Sorry.
Takis?
Oh, Spain, poor Spain. I always root for them. I have like two teams in the World Cup. It's usually Italy and Spain, and it was just
Why?
sucky for Spain. I have no idea. I've always liked them. I don't know why. I usually don't have like a South American team. And I don't know. I guess it's because I like watch more Spanish league, and I've always liked Italy as a country for some reason. So yeah.
Is
So
there a
usually
team that
I
you
root
guys
for both of them.
Do not want to win the World Cup, other than U.S. Or should we say include the U.S. Because
I mean, as I've gotten older, I've grown to like the U.S. more and more and more. I will never root for them over Mexico, but I've grown to appreciate them more. But I can't say there's a single nation that I don't want to win the World Cup.
Yeah, I wouldn't go. I actually would like a different country to win the World Cup. I mean, obviously Croatia seemed like such an attractive team to win, but you had such an amazing generation with France that it was just like, yeah, if they won it, I'm okay with that as well. I to have gone also like way better. They had such an interesting team as well. Yeah, usually I'm trying to root for someone that hasn't won it, but it's so difficult. I mean, it'll be so difficult to think that Croatia could have such a successful generation again. Belgium, Portugal seems so difficult. I mean, just thinking about like an era post Cristiano, it seems like wow, it's gonna be really tough for them.
Portugal to win.
You wouldn't want them
wouldn't
to
want
win?
Portugal. Can you imagine?
Why not?
I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
personal thing. It's like,
Yeah.
not that I have anything.
Yeah.
I just like if Cristiano Ronaldo won it. Oh my gosh. Maybe because I like Messi a lot. But
Even though it'll get me in a lot of trouble, like my second team forever since I was a kid, and they continue to be my second team no matter regardless of what happened recently, it will always be the Netherlands. They've always been my second team. Like, I've always loved the Netherlands, and like, even regardless of Nota Penal, I'm like, yeah, I'm really bothered about what happened about Nota Penal, but that's never changed the fact that the Netherlands will still be my second team.
You know,
like,
they've always been nice people. Like, even though we were there, I was in Brazil after that game. I mean, they were consoling us. Like you guys did really good. You almost had us. You deserve to win. Like, their fans even knew.
Yeah. I've always loved them, and like when I was a kid too, it was just like the all orange, and just like one of my best friends from childhood, like he was Dutch, so he always rooted for the Netherlands, and it was just like I always thought they were super cool. Like, so I don't know, they'd always be my second team.
I got a text from Tom, and he said that he didn't want to be on this because it's just too. It hurts him watching England.
The only things I didn't like about like this World Cup, South Africa, was that there were two countries that could have won. I mean, you could have had the Netherlands and you could have had Croatia, but still, I mean, I really loved like the outcome anyway. But it's going to be so difficult for them to actually have like repeat that generation. So it's like, oh man, I mean, the Netherlands, I mean, they should have won a World Cup by now. And then Croatia, it's just going to be like, oh my God, it's going to be. I mean, despite the fact that I do think they'll have an amazing team in 4 years, well, in 2 years now. It still seems so difficult. I mean, it's luck, it's a generation, it's the group, it's everything.
I don't
know if
I don't have another great World Cup in the next 2 years.
It might be a while. Yeah, it might be a while for the Netherlands. Yeah. Or I mean Croatia. Sorry. I was thinking Netherlands.
And here's what people don't understand. Like, look at Croatia. They won't have that next year. Look at Germany. They didn't advance. Like, you have these generations that are not going to win the World Cup in another 4 years, or even make it out of the group stage. And I know that, Mexico gets lumped in there where, we can never make it to the Quinto Partido. But when we do at group stages, like, the world does recognize that. Like, we talked to a lot of people.
I'm sure Germany's not going to have such a terrible World Cup again.
No.
They don't know how to fail that way. It's just like a mental thing. I'm pretty sure that they won't fail again that way.
They won't, but it's going to take them 8 years, to have a World Cup again and see what happens. And I think that's what we're going to, where, like, it's all about a generation, and we expect Mexico to win a World Cup to the Quinto Partido. Like, it's hard, man.
I think it'll be interesting, too, is just, like, how teams will bounce back after the current break. I mean, the break that we're having for obvious reasons. And, like, it'll be interesting to see, like, what teams will be most prepared for that,
Mexico's coming up. I think it should be after this one. This
really?
is Japan, because this is Group Stage E? We're F,
I forget
right?
what group. That's something I rarely remember, like what group we were in, like what letter.
Yeah, I never remember that.
I don't know why it's stuck in my head, like the F.
Failure.
Probably.
I mean, the way it always works, we do very well in the group stage, and then we get knockout round. It just sucks. That's all it is. It's like, oh my God, we did so well in the group stage.
No African teams made it to the second round, first time since 1982. Right, look right there. Look at the Colombian.
Oh,
that's awesome.
That's actually pretty cool.
He's crying. Oh, he just said that. All right.
We were like two South Korea goals from crying too. So feel the man's pain.
Here it is.
The boss.
Oh, here we go. It's our turn.
Amy, we were right there. That street.
Oh yeah. We were.
This is why we could never have a World Cup without Mexico. I mean, we have a bus.
That broke down.
We have a bus that has la cucaracha, like whenever you like honk the horn.
So this bus actually made it from Mexico to Russia, which I still don't understand.
Really?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Look, it's painted. There.
Ooh, there we are.
Oh, here we go, guys.
Oh.
Oh man, let me take a drink. All right. Look at all
so
this
how
footage
many
that
World
we've
Cups
never
has
seen.
Talavera gone to now?
Look at all the.
Is it 2 or 3? 4?
No, 2010, 2014, and this one 3.
All right. I might tune you guys out and just rewatch this.
Right. Here we go.
Oh,
I gotta say, I've always wanted Joaquim Low for Real Madrid. I just want to point that out.
All I know is that I'm not shaking his hand.
There
There it is. Chucky.
I
did
you guys out,
not
but that's a
think
great
that was gonna go in. I did
perspective.
not
The
think he
Chucky
was
goal.
gonna score. Look at all the footage that we've never seen. Ochoa being happy. This is never shown. Vamos! Everyone going crazy. Amy, like, I fell. Amy's, like, dying.
Somewhere back in Mexico, people are like jumping and making like crazy city.
You guys made an earthquake, like an actual earthquake.
Oh my gosh, right there.
Well, it's because I think Tom said this last time, right? Like the goal came too soon. Like the rest of the match, you could not like necessarily enjoy it.
They gotta talk about the earthquake.
I mean, the earthquake isn't real.
Wait.
I don't know what to think because I remember the tweet coming out from.
Maybe.
I remember the tweet coming out from the earthquake, and then they said it wasn't true, so I don't know what to believe now.
This guy's saying that he was saying, "I'm sorry to your."
Ooh, Chivas jersey.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they're talking about that. There's a story about the Chucky Lozano that one day I'll tell about that chant. Only one person knows. Nobody believes me, but one day before I
I remember watching this game at like the Airbnb.
Oh, this free kick! Oh my god!
This is it. This is a reason why we weren't in the 5th game. Right here. This free kick right here.
Do you remember that moment before this free kick where we were like, Mexico's gonna finish on top because we had 6 points at that point. We're just like, Mexico's at 6 points. We're gonna finish on top. It's gonna be incredible. Oh my god! Like this is the moment that we actually like go through not only the next round but the next round after that. I was like, this is our moment, and that was the beginning of the end there. And then we had the game against Sweden, and then after that it was just like, oh yeah.
For as bad as supposedly Germany was supposed to be, they couldn't lose to freaking Sweden.
Yeah.
To Rostov.
So, that was a cool Sweden, like the Sweden jersey. That was a really cool one, by the way.
So, I mean,
one was really nice.
What's up?
What were the best meals, like Russian meals, you guys had out there?
I heard the worst stories about the food. That's something, I did hear about.
People
were
like chicken
near
patties
crying because they couldn't have like a good meal.
You're gonna realize that Amy doesn't really jump out of the circle of food that she eats. Which
I mean,
is,
Amy,
nuggets.
I think she just eats like hot Cheetos and that's about it, right?
And a lot of people don't know, I don't really talk about it, but I'm a vegetarian. I've been vegetarian for years. So in Russia, it was really hard. I think I lost like 11 pounds, dude. Because Amy, what did I eat?
We ate what? Quesadillas, or we could no, not quesadillas. Oh no, that was me by myself in Moscow. I went to like the only Mexican restaurant that was in Moscow. I went to have like a chicken quesadilla.
Potatoes, French fries. There was
Japan.
if you got like more of the like there's Middle Eastern restaurants that were there or the influence and I got kebabs and all that other stuff. But
I mean, I'd be down for kebabs forever. Yeah.
But yeah, so
you guys remember there was all this controversy regarding Son that he had to go back and do as like his military work with Korea and stuff like that, and then they were like, oh, okay, we're gonna forgive you. You don't have to go back and do it.
Well, really quickly, Alejandro Satarin said Russians have a pretty bomb version of empanadas. Have a ground beef one, and it was fantastic. Our friend
there we go.
Alejandro Satarin.
Oh man, these reaction shots.
Germany out of the World Cup. The reigning champions.
That was so bizarre. That was incredibly bizarre. I was so incredibly bizarre. Yeah.
Round of 16, everybody. I had no hope we were gonna win. I had no hope.
Well, it was like after France '98, didn't France get eliminated in the group stage, like in 2002? Yeah, right.
Are we really gonna go with the first game, Brazil versus Mexico? Awesome.
They just want us to stop watching the doc already.
I know.
So we'll just stop it after this, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
God dang.
I mean, did you guys have any hope against? No. I think they go to the other. I think they talk about the other group before jumping into the knockout round.
Well, they said round of 16.
I think it was because
but they're showing like a pre.
I think they meant to Mexico and Sweden went into the knockout round, and then they're like, let's talk about the other group.
Oh, here we go.
Remember the taxi driver, Amy? Oh yeah, Viva Mexico, cabrón!
Oh yeah. I thought you were gonna talk about the one whose car just ran out of gas,
The
or the
car
one whose
ran out of
tire popped.
gas. The one that the tire popped. In
Oh no, I gosh.
Here we are. Forget
Uh,
it. Everybody.
Oh, the
Every
hair. Oh
freaking
my God,
hair,
the hair.
man.
oh, everybody just dyed their hair. Like, thanks, guys. That's
I
gonna
mean,
help us.
did you guys actually have hope?
Freaking Neymar.
I don't know if a
But-
single Mexican was just like. Here's the thing: is like I feel like maybe some of us a little bit more hopeful going up against Germany, but once because we knew we had to get to Quinto Partido, and because we're against Brazil, I didn't know of a single person who was just like, yeah, Mexico's gonna be fine.
No.
And like I don't know of I genuinely did not know a single person who thought that Mexico was gonna go through to the next round.
The
Oh, here's
idealistic
Neymar, like,
Really quick,
always
flying
has
around and doing like 8 turns.
Really quick, 29th minute. We're about to approach the 30th minute. If you're watching us right now, we're on the
Okay,
FIFA
yeah, good call,
documentary.
good call.
30th minute.
Yeah, there you go.
There he is.
Yeah.
Who took Neymar's shirt? Anybody know?
Oh, we did
Was
know
it
at that
Salcedo?
point.
Michael Limon
I remember
said,
we
I
did
had
sign
so
up.
much hope. I wasn't ready to go out. None of us were, Michael.
Yeah,
None
good
of
call,
us
Lisa.
were.
Yeah, but yeah, for those who are watching, it's a 2018 FIFA World Cup film, the official film on FIFA TV, and we are at 30 minutes and 18 seconds, 30 minutes and 19 seconds, 30 minutes and 20 seconds. 30,
Lukaku
21.
has some
Yeah,
quality goals in this game. It's so good. They're so
Did
good.
he really? Oh, yeah.
It really doesn't matter after this. I'm like, I kind of just zoned out.
Should we just stop? Let's just talk about
Let's just
Mexico.
stop the
Let's just
documentary.
talk about Mexico right now.
All right. I'm gonna tweet out.
I do think that if people who are listening to this or watching this do tend to be Mexico centric, so I would like to hear from Wiso and Amy more, just at least another story or two from what you guys experienced over in Russia.
Stories, good stories that we have that we can tell on air. Let's see.
Oh yeah. So one of our Uber drivers gas ran out. Luckily, we always made us leave like 6 hours to the airport. So like we're literally on our way to the airport, and he just like looks at us, and there's like that language discrepancy, but not really. And he just turns and he's like, "Hey, I'm out of gas," and we're just like, "Huh?" And he goes, "I have to go to the gas station," and we're like, "All right."
I get on the
So
back.
then we took it. No, you started driving.
Oh yeah, he
first.
had me drive. No, it's because he
started
said
driving
you drive,
first.
and I'm like, what do you mean? You drive, gassed out. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. He started driving, and then I was still like tired because it's like 6 hours before our flight. So I'm just in the back, and then finally he's like, "No, I'm gonna go help him push. Like, you get in the car seat." And I'm like, "What? I don't want to." And so like we just got to the gas station. Oh,
Story
so
number
smart.
2, we go to Rostov.
Yeah.
We get there around maybe 1 in the morning. Our flights.
Yeah.
We get our Uber. By the way, one time we got an Uber and a taxi came. We're like, no, we got an Uber, and he's like, I am the Uber.
That's very funny.
So, we get there and the hotel is closed. Like it's
Oh,
closed.
no.
And
I
it
remember you
doesn't
talking
even
about
look
that.
like a hotel either. It looks like a house, like a restaurant. And so we're just like standing there.
1 in the
And
morning with
obviously
all our
I'm just-
luggage.
I'm not responsible here. We was the one with the itinerary, and I'm like, Lisa, are you sure this is our place? He goes, no, this is definitely the place.
Yeah, like this is under Footmex Nation check. Yeah.
So we there was these little like 16-year-olds in a motorcycle, and we talked to them, and they got on the phone. They called the place. They talked to them in Russian. They called the owner. They waited till the guys came, and they opened the door for us, and they translated for us with the owner or whatever. And it was like these kids spent like an hour just helping us. Like that's another thing about Russia. Like
That's sick.
Russian people love people that are not from Russia. And they would do anything. And there's times where people gave us their necklace just because we were there and they've never met Latinos before. Like they're like, I've never seen a person
Oh,
like you.
wow.
Like the way that you
Yeah.
look. Like they was telling me,
Yeah.
like we only see people like us or Europeans, but never, Mexicans or Latinos or whatever. And it was just really cool. I guess.
Yeah.
But
That's awesome.
yeah, it was pretty cool. The bad part about it is that I guess they closed the hotel like at 1 a.m. and when Mexico beat Korea, everyone went to celebrate. We weren't sleeping. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning coming back, and we couldn't get in. We couldn't get in.
Oh my God,
so
no.
I actually had to like climb like a tree, jump in the back, jump through a window to get in the restaurant, go through it, and like I broke into this restaurant so we can get in the lobby and open the door.
That's really funny.
Fun times. Fun times. All right, where are we at on the movie?
All right, so Ronaldo looks very bothered. Oh, France fans are looking a little excited. Is France Argentina? All right.
France versus Argentina, man.
That was also one of the better games.
That's the best. One of the best goals I've ever seen.
The Luxalt goal.
Pavard like spinning the ball.
Pavard, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I know people like clown on it, but like I just feel like Argentina deserves like so much that is going on for them, even though they take us out of the World Cup.
But I guess you think about the expectations that we put on Mexico as Mexico fans,
Exactly.
and now think about the talent that you have from Argentina, and it's just like, whoa!
yeah.
It's just like, it's just like you think about those two different perspectives, you know.
When people talk about pressure, it doesn't compare to Argentina. Everybody in Argentina is watching Argentina. Mexico. Yeah, we like football, but the percentage of people that are watching, there's a lot of people that don't like football. Adriana's parents, for example.
Well, it's especially too with just like Argentina, with just like Messi will especially always be compared to Maradona.
Yeah.
You know, it's like and Mexico, yeah, we've had incredible players, but we've never had a Maradona, and it's ridiculous. Like if Messi was Mexican, we'd be like, this is the greatest player we've ever had. But because he's Argentinian, people are just like, well, is he Maradona though? Which is a ridiculous thought if you think about it, right?
The people I said it.
But people genuinely compare him to Maradona. It's ridiculous, actually. It's just because if Messi was Mexican, you're like, this is the greatest player we'll ever have. There's no reason why anybody will ever be as good as he is. It's just like, I don't know, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Alexander Satarin said the Pavard goal is making the rounds right now. Perfection. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Mr. Satarin. All right, where are we at?
We are at 36 minutes and 20 seconds.
Russia qualifying from Group A.
Yeah, Russia made it into knockout round.
Versus?
Did they already talk about Russia versus Spain?
This is it right here.
Is this it?
No, it should be this one. Yeah, it should be this one.
Yeah, that was a big surprise. I mean, I guess it wasn't ruin. I mean, I guess we all know what happened, but yeah.
Russia. Wait, what happened? I don't remember now.
That's not. Is that Spain right there?
That's right. The penalty kick that hits off. I mean, an own goal. Wait, he was diving. He was almost like hitting him.
So I watched this game at a bar, and I was incredibly shocked at the result.
Clearly drunk.
I mean, I was. Oh my God, yeah. I mean that as well. No, I mean I had a few pints. That's for sure. Yeah.
Was this before or after Argentina and Portugal got eliminated?
This is after.
I don't know.
This was after.
This was after. So that was just like one more like really surprise of like result.
But this is kind of like the theme of the tournament, just like Russia giving people or giving teams a tougher time than people expected. You know,
it's
just
like
yeah, definitely.
When was I mean, home countries make it to the first round. Was it, I think 2010 was the only time.
Well, South Korea, yeah, and that was South Korea where they did like exceedingly well, but they made it to the semis, right? And that's when.
That was just that, but they shouldn't have that game against Spain. Oh my God.
Yeah. But I mean,
that was. I mean, I stopped believing in FIFA for like a year after that game. That was just like the worst like calls ever in a World Cup. Was that Spain South Korea game?
Was that
2002?
That was Sven Goran Eriksson who was taking charge of that South Korean team, right?
Was it?
I might be wrong. I think it might be. I think it might have been Sven.
Wasn't it Bora?
No, I think it might have been Sven Goran Eriksson who taken charge of that team. I might be wrong.
I don't remember that at all. Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, I don't think people understand. Like, yeah, okay, you're at your home. You don't have to travel. One of the things that Mexico is really, really good at was getting all of their travel in order in hotels and all of that.
And the travel was super close, yeah.
Yeah, you have no idea. Like, it can break you. You can travel 3,000 miles in 3 games, especially Russia, right? Tom did an amazing. I think also you said that. I remember in the old podcast for the World Cup podcast that you guys did.
Yeah.
And you talked about the distance. It'd be interesting to go back and see how teams like coped with traveling so much, and if the teams that traveled less maybe did better in the World Cup.
Because Mexico didn't have to travel that far. They actually had like kind of like a.
No, they were really lucky. They had like everything. I remember that's something that has changed like enormously, like from the last probably 2 World Cups. Like I think Brazil and Russia. Is just how well Mexico is like everything. I mean, like a year before the World Cup, they have like where they're going to be concentrating, how they're going to travel, like the hotels and everything. It's amazing. And they were really lucky too, I think.
They had 3 different hotels that were booked. I mean, it goes back to the money that people talk about. Where's all this money going?
I guess these things.
A lot of people talking about all the sum games and all that, but preparations for World Cups and scheduling. Number one, like. Mexico were the best hotels. There were teams that didn't have hotels. They didn't know where they were going to go, but, that's one of the things. Look who it is. Bella's favorite player.
Pre-Barcelona.
Yeah.
Uruguay. Won all 4 of their matches.
Yeah. No, Cavani.
Cavani was
I'll be right back.
All right. It's just me and you, Adriana. Holding it.
Okay.
So we got.
Oh wow! The referee's high-fiving all the kids. Isn't that amazing?
I don't know, but I just thought about social distancing right there. Like, why are you high-fiving people? Like, that's how much it's impacted. So what game are we at? We got Uruguay versus
France. Uruguay.
France. Look how many. And that's the thing. France didn't just get there. Didn't beat some teams. Like France beat Argentina. France beat Uruguay.
Yeah, I think France only struggled amazingly enough against Australia. I think it was the first game, like the first group stage game. That was the one that you were like, really? You guys are like having a tough time against Australia, and they made it through and everything was fine.
Yeah, definitely. And it's all right, guys. We're at minute 41 and 30 seconds about now, watching Uruguay versus France, and France just running away with it. I blame the Uruguay tight shirts, those Puma shirts that are super, super tight. I think I got
Italy usually wears those. Remember, like they had like the Kappa ones, and they're like so tight. I'm like,
Kappa
really, guys?
Awesome.
Like really uncomfortable.
Dude, the Kappa Atlas shirt is one of my favorite Mexican shirts. I thought they were freaking cool. But Puma, I remember ordering a medium, and I'm like, dude, this belly's showing. Forget it.
Not cool.
Amy, we're in 42 minutes. France, welcome back.
Oh yeah, I know. I have it playing while I go handle stuff. So.
Did you not go to the World Cup? No, right? You didn't, right?
No.
No.
I think he was only called by France last time. Like
he was in the Euro.
Yeah, exactly. The Euro.
Played
that was
when they won. Right.
That was a cool Euro, by the way. I'm gonna miss soccer so much this summer.
Oh my gosh!
I was so looking forward. I love the Euro. I especially love the Euro, even more than Copa America. And now we're not gonna have either one of them. That's so sad.
Olympics either.
Well, actually, yeah, we're not gonna have anything now.
I feel like I don't remember.
Next summer is gonna be crazy, though.
Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna be.
We have like
Belgium
Gold
versus
Cup,
Brazil,
Copa America Cup, Euro Cup, Olympics.
God, why don't I even remember this? Like, I felt like, what happened in this game?
Company.
Belgium scoring first.
I love how Belgium's like the way of their jersey. It looks like a sweater. It looks like a dad's sweater with like, I don't know, the little figures in the middle.
Belgium would be a good one to win a World Cup, like in terms of like different country winning it. I could see a Belgium.
I don't think
De Bruyne
will win. I think again
Yeah,
they have like
it has
this.
to be. It has to be like if any team that hasn't won the World Cup like wins it soon, it would have to be either Netherlands,
The Netherlands are
Belgium,
stinking right now. Their generation's
or
lost.
Netherlands or Belgium. I guess that's it. Yeah.
Belgium are getting old though, aren't they?
Yeah.
They have an older generation.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think if the next team that hasn't won for a while that needs to win it is England.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to see.
So that's it. Like that's the only team that I
my
can think
second
of.
team. If we all have
Yeah.
like second teams, England's my second team. Big fan.
Really? Wow.
I'd like to see Italy go like be back in the World Cup.
That's right. Italy didn't go. That's right. I can think about Italy, Holland, the United States, all the teams that
Yeah.
we've always Yeah. What happened in this game? Why don't I remember? Brazil versus Belgium.
It was Brazil. I guess we were mad at Brazil.
Might have been a
still.
weekday. Might have been like one of those weekday, like midday.
No, I watch
games.
every game. Like if I was there, I remember watching. I just don't. It's out of my mind. Like what happened?
I mean, the issue is there's so many games. It's difficult to keep up with like the details of so many of these things, you know.
All right, I'm gonna give out the very first.
Oh, you can do it.
The first. Actually, no. I want to wait. Amy, can you tweet that we're gonna give out some prizes
Okay.
after you're done drinking your beer?
It's gonna be a while then.
After you're done sipping your beer.
Amy, chug your beer in entirety.
Oh, I can't do that. I'm not that. I'm not a cool kid like that.
I mean, I don't know.
I've seen you
I don't know
chug
if
some beers.
I don't know if a cool kid is an association with someone who could chug beers.
Wait, Belgium beat Brazil.
Yeah, they did.
Yes.
See, I don't remember.
Yeah, they
this.
were third place.
You don't remember
I
that?
don't remember this.
What?
Because they went up to go up against France.
With
I don't remember
Neymar.
because I was so.
And then they played the third and fourth place game.
Mhm. The first time since 1930 that neither Germany or Brazil are in the semi-final, which is actually a pretty
It
crazy
was
stat.
indeed a swell World Cup.
Yeah, it's,
How do you think
That's
Belgium
like-
is that good, man? I think we can
Belgium
beat Belgium.
is- What? No, dude. Oh yeah, I see a Mexico flag right there.
Ooh.
I'm gonna keep
yeah,
up
I
to
see.
date
Well,
this. I'm going
I
to
think
say
Mexico could
that.
beat. I think Mexico could beat Belgium in this World Cup. Yes.
This I mean, this upcoming World Cup, yeah, because all these dudes are getting old, but like, I don't know.
No, 2 years ago. I think Mexico. I think Mexico could beat. Here's the thing about Mexico. There's a psychological aspect when we play Brazil, Argentina, and the U.S.
in the U.S.
Yeah, but when we play teams of like Belgium, like if we would, I think we could have beaten Belgium in the round of 16. I knew Brazil was just gonna get in our heads with Neymar, and it was over.
Is that our hot take? It's just like that's be the name of this like video.
That's
It's
a
just like
hard take.
is like Mexico would have made it to the final because we could have gone up against Belgium in the semis, and therefore we would have made it to the
Don't
final.
get me started with 2014, man. I was talking to a friend of mine. I'm like, no era penal. Then we would have gone to Costa Rica. If we beat Netherlands and Costa Rica,
Oh yeah, that was
we
the
could
one.
have totally beaten Argentina, and we're in the final.
It was funny. I think I've told you guys beforehand, but like there was a group chat I was in earlier today. I had some beers earlier today with some like college buddies of mine, and they were the ones who my friend just happened to have his bachelor party on the same exact weekend that Mexico was supposed to go up against the Netherlands.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, "What do you want to do for your bachelor party?" What he wanted to do, he's like, "I want to go camping like in
Yep.
the woods."
Yep,
Just
I
like in
remember
the
that.
woods, like 3 days. Just, and I feel so bad.
You're like, no.
He's like, I just want to be away from everything. Want to be away from Wi-Fi. Want to be away from everything just for 3 days. Like, so I literally forced him to like drive down like
Little
45
town,
minutes.
right?
45 minutes, yeah, and it like we ended up watching. Actually, a few of my friends ended up like enjoying it, and we ended up watching the game. And actually, some people within the town were just like, "Oh my God, is that actually the game between Mexico and the Netherlands?" We're like, "Yeah," and they like watched it on our laptop at this like random cafe. And then I felt really bothered and angry for a while after the result. But yeah.
That was the worst walk of my life. Walking from that stadium to the hotel. It was so sad. I forgot my stop, and I was like this in the bus. And I guess the bus got to like the last place it was supposed to be at in Brazil.
Yeah.
And I'm like this, and the bus driver goes, "Do you have to go somewhere?" And I go, "Yeah." I'm like, "Where am I?" I'm like, all right, I guess I'll get out here. He's like, well, where do you have to go? I think I got to go to my hotel. He stops the bus, puts it on whatever, like not in service, and drives me back to the hotel.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I was so sad, and he was just like, "It's gonna be okay, man." And then I was like, "Dude, that was a horrible, horrible walk."
I mean, I ruined my friend's bachelor party, which is like us just camping in the woods. Like I was just like in a bad mood and just like angry. Yeah. Which I'm usually not in a bad mood. Usually I'm a little too happy and positive, but yeah.
All right,
I took Jack to the beach in 2014. I was like, I just don't want to be home. Like, let's just go to the beach. Jack, here's sand. Like, let's play with the sand after that game.
What match are we on right now? No, I'm not even paying attention.
This is Russia versus Croatia extra time before they get
Russia?
to PKs.
You remember
Remember they beat Spain?
That's right. See it.
They went to penalties too, and this one too.
Yeah, they went to penalties again.
Yeah.
It was such a cool storyline for Russia.
I was at a bar here with must have been there must have been the only like 8 Croatians in all of San Diego who were just like screaming their lungs out at this bar in San Diego, just like losing it just entirely, and just like it was ridiculous just to see all these like it must have been like it was like 8 Croatian girls who were just like screaming, and it's just like I assume we're speaking Croatian. They're the only ones like in this bar because everybody else is like rooting for for Russia just because they're like the home country. But yeah, no, it was crazy.
I hate PKs.
I like and hate them all at once. Like I love
the drama of them.
Yes.
Like, are they fair?
You feel like it's like what makes you feel? What would you be? How would you react in these situations?
I mean, the thing is, like, I'd never believe they're fair, but are they dramatic? Yes, and I love the drama of it. So.
Drama.
I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I mean, this is beer number.
Look at this.
This is beer number 5 for me for the day. So.
How long has Cesar been drinking from? Like
2015.
No, I had a dude chat earlier today.
We got prizes. We got prizes. Did you already tweet it out?
I did.
Okay.
I don't know if more people join.
We're gonna give out this bufanda. Oh, right here.
Boom.
Gold cup. Right here. We're gonna with your name on it. So, let's see. If they can tell us the following, just because you're on. How many people are on right now? There's 6 people that are on. So the very first comment. Okay. Here we go. Who was the very first person for Mexico that scored in the 2010 World Cup?
Ooh.
There it is. The first person on the comments gets this.
In the 2010?
2010 World Cup. Dun 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 dun. Mexico played South Africa.
Now you're just giving a hint. Now
Well, yeah, I mean they can look it up.
I mean, yeah. Now you're just giving a hint, but.
First person that scored. Hey, what if nobody like participates? Is it 5 people watching? There's only like just all of us. By the way, can somebody check? Because I don't remember.
Oh, you're so sure of the answer. I mean,
I'll check.
I'm 90% sure.
I know who it is.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. You know who it is.
I think someone.
Wait, you're talking about You're talking about technically the first person to score during that game, or the first Mexican player to score during that game?
Ladies and gentlemen, it was Rafa
Oh,
Marquez.
yeah.
Good job, Michael Limon. You have won this very cool Gold Cup bufanda. Sorry. Here we go. Here we go.
How should we get our contact?
Cool.
Or his contact?
England.
Please, if you have Twitter, reach out
I'm
to...
genuinely, you know what? In these times, I'm genuinely concerned you just rubbed like every part of yourself on that scarf. You should have just left it inside the packaging.
No, there's this one. I'm looking at this one. Calm down.
Okay.
All right, this is mine. I'm giving this one out.
Okay. These are the trying times. So.
All right. Thank you so much, Michael Limon. Guys, we're going to give out a few more prizes. So if you can keep DM us on the Mexican Talk Show or Amy.
Or Amy.
So we got it. All right. We're back. All right, here we go. By the way, it was on the 79th minute after we were down in the 55th minute, and we thought we were going to lose the first match. Okay.
See?
Because what's his face from South? Because it was the opening match from South Africa tournament, and then South Africa scored first, and then Rafa ended up getting the equalizer after that. Yeah.
People don't give Rafa enough credit. The guy has scored in how many World Cups?
The African player was.
I don't know. I don't know.
Technically,
what do you guys
we
think?
could have got 3 goals because 2 of the goals were not offsides. Giovanni could have had 2 goals. Giovanni would have had the best World Cup on any Mexican player ever.
The sideline ref shrugs too.
And then because we could have finished first in the group because of that, but we didn't, and it finished. I remember that. I remember that too much. Actually.
Giovanni would have been the best Mexican player ever in a World Cup tournament for how many goals he had.
Yeah, no, he did extremely well in that tournament. Actually, yeah. Oh.
All right, Russia playing what is it, 3rd place match?
England.
No, we're not there yet.
Oh.
No. Russia just got taken out by Croatia.
My bad.
Yeah.
This is France. France
And
versus
then
England,
semifinal.
Sweden.
No, aren't we on?
Oh wait,
It's
my
Croatia,
stream.
England.
No, it's England.
No. Russia. Yeah, we're at Sweden, England.
Semifinal.
Yeah.
England.
Okay.
And then Sweden. That's Harry Maguire right there. Harry
Hold on.
Kane.
Oh yeah, it's
Who did
quarterfinals.
Sweden
Sweden,
beat?
England, quarterfinals.
Who did
Okay, there we
Sweden
go.
beat
There's
in
the
the quarterfinals.
Sweden, beat Switzerland.
It's around 16, right?
Yeah, they didn't show anything about Switzerland.
That would have been our course, right? If that goal didn't go in, we would have gone against Sweden.
Or we would have gone against Switzerland. We would have gone
Switzerland.
Against Switzerland.
And then we would have gone up against England.
Ah, that would have been a game.
We probably would have lost to England.
Or we could have won. See, that's those kind.
Get out of here.
That's the kind of game where I think Mexico could beat England.
Man.
Yeah, they kind of missed some games. We didn't see Croatia beat Denmark either.
Not important. They're not important.
Yeah, just looking at like the scores, remembering.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is sponsored by Munchies and the ASMR.
Oh, some more ASMR right there. These are some Munchies.
I love how much Griezmann loves Bella. Like, that's my favorite. Just like
they're besties.
Yeah. Defends him all the
I
time.
love how much Amy loves Vela. Okay, so Belgium versus France.
Yeah.
So we got
semifinal
Belgium versus France. This is the semi. It's
amazing how young the whole French team is.
Which is pretty crazy because if I remember correctly, it was Thierry Henry was one of the coaches at Belgium, which everybody's making a big
coach.
Exactly, yeah. So everybody's making a big deal about that because
the storylines.
Henry was going up against France. But France were so likable. France were probably one of the more if not the most likable team in the tournament for me. So
outside of Mexico.
Iceland.
Iceland were the underdogs.
And then there was so much. And there was so much stigma around the team because they were young, so they were all on social media and they're not taking it seriously and blah blah blah, and Pogba hate. It was an interesting dynamic to see them just deliver so well on the field.
There's a part of me just very thinks that I don't know, France just it's just Mexico flag.
There's a Mexico flag. Yeah.
There's always a Mexico flag. Yeah. It is your duty if you're at any public event.
There's another Mexico flag.
A Mexico flag.
There's a second one, yeah.
There's this big one and there's a small one.
It's a funeral.
Right there.
The funeral, bring the flag.
That's not. No, that's not how it works.
If I pass away, all you guys better bring a flag to my funeral.
Should I bring a Foot Mix Nation flag?
Sure, that'd be awesome. I already told Amy that if something happens to me, that she can run out in the middle of a Mexico game of qualifiers for the Azteca and drop my ashes in the middle. Just
no pressure. I just have to travel with his ashes with me.
You already have a press pass. You're gonna be fine. Just do it for me. That way, I'm always will be at the Azteca. This got morbid real fast.
It's okay. A little every now and then we'll tell Kimberly. Sometimes when I hear a song I really like, I'm like, Kimberly, when I die, this is a song you need to play at my funeral.
Today we're gonna be Wonderwall.
No. It's actually it's a lot of Buena Vista Social Club.
Very nice.
I want that.
France is in their third FIFA World Cup final. I'm glad that I was able to witness all of those. Right? 1998.
The one was so crazy.
No, we're gonna have the other semi.
By the way, they're auctioning off Materazzi's shirt from after he was headbutted by Zidane.
Really? For how much?
Yeah.
How much?
I don't know how much, but it's for coronavirus and stuff.
Let's get a pool going.
Have you guys seen that comparison? Luka Modric and Giovanni Dos Santos at Tottenham, the way that they both went.
Oh, that's like yeah.
Whatever. As much as everybody says, we beat Luka Modric in 2014.
That was like, so that Croatia game that was 2014, right? So like, I was watching with my family, and that was like the most I've ever hugged my family, like ever, ever.
A guy kissed me at the game. It was great. I'm just gonna throw it out. Rafa scored. The guy next to me was like, ah, and I'm like, ah.
I felt so bad too because like it was like me. It was like my mom, my dad. Oh, it was like all my family members, and it was like the first time my sister's boyfriend had ever come to like hang out with the rest of the family, and I was like, "Oh, you're in for a very big surprise."
Treat.
But it was basically like just every time Mexico did something good, we were just like, ah, just like everybody was like hugging and screaming and just like, oh man, that was beautiful. That was a good time. And all the celebrations, I feel like there's so many from that game. I like. There's a lot of like classic like celebrations like Guardado and like Herrera, like from what they did from that game. It's just like, oh yeah, the celebrations they had, yeah.
Wait, Herrera didn't score.
I thought he had a So it was okay. So it was Guardado scored, Rafa scored, and who scored in the other one?
Chicharo.
Oh, that's right. Something. Yeah, never mind. I got confused with something else. Yeah, it was because it was Guardado's. No, you're right. So it was Guardado. Rafa, yeah, right. You're right. Yeah. That's right.
All right, France.
Chicharito scored the last one. He scored the last one, right? Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So this is Croatia. Everybody wanted Croatia to win. I kind of wanted England, France. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean it would have been more interesting, right?
Yeah, I think I would have preferred England, France, to be honest.
All right, JP Santoyo says, how many IPAs deep is Cesar?
This is my 5th of the evening, so yeah.
Adriana is not drinking tonight. That's people are asking. No.
Not today.
Here we go. All right. I kind of wanted to hear Tom's like
extra time.
Oh, extra time, Mandzukic.
Yeah.
Puts Croatia. It's like they were just so tired by so many games going into extra time before they got rested fast France. I mean, it's almost why it was kind of, you kind of saw it, so.
Yeah, they had Denmark penalty kicks, Russia penalty kicks, England extra time. Oh my God, it's like playing like 2 more games at least.
It was extremely impressive, though.
All the pre-golden ball.
It was incredibly impressive, and it's like pretty cool. Just like especially nowadays, like I don't know, when you see like the certain money that kind of like buys teams like Man City or like Liverpool, or even to talk about from a Liga MX perspective, just like Monterrey or Tigre, it's just kind of like the power that kind of buy. It's like really cool to see. Just like Croatia ended up making it to the final. It's just I think that's kind of mind-boggling to me.
I don't like it one bit. I have a friend that's Croatian, and I remember watching the Mexico-Croatia match in 2002. His name is Mario.
2002?
This was after Croatia in 98 was 3rd place with Suker, who got the golden boot.
Yeah, Davi Sucre,
Yeah, and he in Mexico Croatia, right? Cuauhtemoc Blanco scored a penalty kick.
Yeah.
And he got to live like he's like, yeah, we were the third place in the world. Here we go against Mexico. We beat them. They're out. I actually reached out to him during the it's like he got to see his team in the final and third place. But between 2002 and 2018, where was Croatia? Failing. Mexico got him out of the group stage in 2010. I think that's what it is. You can be third place in one World Cup and then not make it, or something happens and it's going to be 20 years later before you come back.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're Spain.
Yeah.
That's how we can never make that jump unless we have an amazing generation or coaching. And I think it's got to do with the coaches. If Amy asked me maybe 4 months ago, do you think Mexico's going to ever win the World Cup? I'm like, if we don't have coaches playing in their coaching in the best leagues, I don't think we'll ever win the World Cup.
Well, luckily we all feel very confident about the fundamental levels of Mexican soccer, don't we?
I think we will get to the Quinto Partido in the next few World Cups. Like, I really do.
Well, the next World Cup will have even more teams, so.
Yeah,
well, so you know what I mean, like around the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
I honestly think we, like the talent everybody's playing, and with Tata Martino, I think we finally have a coach. So, but after that, I don't know.
I mean, but the big question is just like going up to the tournament, is Tata still going to be the manager in charge?
I think so.
If we're looking at historical kind of like perspectives, do we think that Tata is still going to be the guy who's in charge? I hope so.
There are no more tournaments where he cannot, like, he's going to be taken out. If you think about it,
I like that. I'm a big fan of Tata. I dig him so far. Yeah.
He already won a Gold Cup. Next year is going to be the other Gold Cup, and qualifiers already start. Which, unless he does really bad in the qualifiers, this is going to be the very first year that we're going to have, since 2006, a coach, and a good coach. Funny that it's another Argentine coach that is going to take us to the World Cup.
Yeah.
We're watching the official FIFA ball.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Oh, wow, that's pretty cool.
That was cool. I didn't. There's some similar colors. I guess I didn't realize the similar colors of France and Croatia.
Oh, Ronaldinho.
That was also
that
was a really good final too, right? I mean, I really enjoyed that final. That was like, because sometimes some of these finals it's just like, it's like a really like tense like one.
Think about a World Cup final that wasn't good. 2014, you had Argentina, Germany, which was like. 2010 it was Spain winning it.
Yeah.
2006, Italy versus
against the karate Netherlands. Yeah.
2006 was Italy versus
France.
Actually, I don't remember.
Yeah. Italy versus France.
That was Zidane.
Was an amazing final.
That's
2002 Zidane getting his goal. It was a penalty kick from Zidane, right? Yeah. That it hit the crossbar and then it went in.
Yeah, that's a headbutt.
And then he got expelled and then went to penalty kicks.
2002
Brazil
with the best team ever to play soccer. Like, it was. And then you're going back. 98, the Sudan World Cup winning it.
Yeah.
94, the
Brazil again. It was Brazil again, right?
with the Roberto Baggio, missed penalty kick. 1990, just don't even talk about it. I don't even remember.
To be fair, like anything before the '94 World Cup, like I have no idea what's going on.
No, 1990, I decided to not watch any single game in soccer. I was so devastated.
I'm like World Cup conscious ever since like '98, I think.
I'm old.
I think 98 World Cup was the first World Cup I really remember.
That was such a great
one. I was 5. I don't really remember.
1994, I was crying my eyes out in penalty kicks, watching us exit in the round of 16 penalty kicks.
Who was going up? It was like Bulgaria or something like that. Was it Bulgaria?
It was.
It was like. I think it was Bulgaria, right?
Bulgaria. Yeah. Stoichkov's. Yeah. Stoichkov.
Stoichkov.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The Univision commentator. Yeah. He always talks about that. Yeah. It's. Or to the N, not Univision anymore. 1990. I don't even know who won the World Cup. I think Italy won, right? 1990. Who cares? Nobody cares about that.
I was 2 then. I don't know.
1986.
I wasn't even an idea, really. I was just cells somewhere in the space of Earth, still not existing for another 3 years.
You guys know how old I am? 1986 was my very first World Cup that I remember. I was 5.
I'm actually pretty surprised you remember that, even though you're 4 or 5.
I
Because
know.
like I was like 4 or 5 in '94, but I don't remember anything about '94.
But Mexico in the World Cup when you're 4 or 5 years old, it was everywhere.
But the thing
It
is,
was
like, I
one of
remember
my very first memories of like as of being a child is watching Mexico play, watching France versus, I believe, all Bulgaria in Estadio Leon. My parents took me, and I fell in the stadium and.
Okay. Well, if you're at the
like
stadium, okay, yeah.
No, that's what I'm
okay,
saying. Like,
well,
I
you're
remember
at the
that World Cup because I fell, and they actually taken me to like an emergency tent, and I had stitches in my forehead.
No way, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I remember I was just in love with the atmosphere of soccer, and ever since then, well, now where we are.
I didn't realize you were actually at the stadium. That's super cool, actually.
Yeah.
That's really super cool, actually.
My dad took my mom and I to the game, and France. I gotta look at who it was. I just remember the crowd, and remember I hit my head in Estadio Leon.
That's awesome.
And then Mexico. I remember Mexico. All the commercials with Coca-Cola and Pekin and all that, and then yeah. So you can imagine how I've loved the World Cup in '86. Hugo Sanchez was happening in Real Madrid, and then we don't go to the World Cup in 1990. Like when you guys think.
Yeah, it sounds like a terrible time. Also, you got muted.
You muted yourself. I mean, Wisa was
Horrible.
so angry.
Horrible.
Wisa was so
Lisa
angry
got
about.
so emotional.
He was so angry about 1990. Yeah.
Just imagine having the best player in the world. Okay, because Hugo Sanchez to me was the best player in the world, doing these amazing things at Real Madrid, and then you don't go to World Cup. Not even because you're bad, just because of the stupid. I'm muting myself.
Then again, imagine that you have like the 2 greatest soccer players of all time playing, and then it's like Cruz Azul looks like they're gonna finally win a championship, and then for some odd reason, just like the entire world just stops, and then you just happen to be part of a podcast at the same time, and you're just like, what do we do?
Back to the documentary. Croatia's too tired to even. And this was a good. This was
it was a fun
final.
game. Oh
no,
my
okay,
God,
okay.
it
Let's
was
be
a
honest.
fun game.
As far as I think everybody knew that France was just gonna take it. Like there wasn't a. I don't know. I don't think there was any.
No,
it was difficult to think. Like everything after everything Croatia went through, it was difficult to think that they had like the upper hand.
Arturo Tijerina saying saludos.
What's up, Arturo?
What's up?
Congratulations.
What's up? What's up?
Congratulations for what, Amy?
Wait, did he win? I'm saying congratulations. I don't even remember.
No.
Oh yeah,
no.
He is.
No.
He's
Wait,
Brazil.
He's Brazil.
Wait.
Arturo's Brazil.
Oh, you're talking about the FIFA tournament. I don't know what you
You're
guys are
talking
talking
about a finalist.
The final.
Oh wait, he won the final?
Wasn't
He
that
won?
a cup 20?
No. The finals tomorrow, I assume tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, sorry, guys. All right, here's Modric, right, trying to do anything so he can get his team to win, and France just scores. Pogba makes it 3-1. I won $142 by picking France before the World Cup in Vegas.
I refuse to bet on soccer. I think it's the dumbest thing to bet on. I know. I feel like because like with other sports, just like you can get like basketball. I feel like if I knew more about basketball, I would like bet on basketball just because like it ends up like averaging out. Like just like you have enough scores there to kind of like bet like average things out. But with soccer, it's just like one mistake, it kind of leads to really ridiculous like results. You know, like you could definitely have like one person messing up and it leads to 1-0 loss. But at basketball, if you were to have that, it would still be like a 60-54 match. You know, if that makes any sense.
It's like the most like you can predict things and maybe like 80% of the time it'll come out that way, but there's always that 20% that happens more often than like other sports.
There's only 4 people that was going to win this World Cup. It wasn't like
No, but
Germany, France, Brazil.
But
Mexico,
did anybody anticipate
that like that?
Did anybody
that was gonna happen?
did anybody anticipate that Croatia would be fighting?
No. But that's the thing.
No.
Like, but I don't think another team is gonna be like a world. Like, I don't think a brand new team is gonna be a World Cup winner anytime soon.
4-2. 4-2 seems like a really like competitive match though.
Yeah.
I think it was what 3-0, no, 2-1, 3-1, and then there was that other goal. I mean, oh gosh, Mbappe. Remember he had the celebration and he put on the Mexican hat.
That was
Griezmann.
Pogba.
Oh yeah, sorry, Pogba. Griezmann got on and he's like,
That's the way us Mexican. That's actually a traditional way that us Mexicans celebrate. It's just like someone said a Mexican name, we're like.
Un saludo a mi amigo Carlos Vela, güey. Griezmann.
Oh yeah, when they were in the locker room, right? Yeah, I remember that.
So it was actually another France player. It starts with the B, and I can't remember his name right now. It's making me mad. That got the sombrero from a Mexico player in the front row, who then took it to the locker room, and then they passed it around,
Oh yeah,
and
they
then
did
it was
an interview
Pogba.
on that guy.
Bakery's son.
Televisa did, I think.
Yeah, and then it ended up with Pogba, who took that, now cool picture of him celebrating the final with the blue sombrero on.
That was pretty funny though when like Vela did his own thing and like Pogba was able to recognize like Spanish kind of like offensive like comments where just like because and then like
he's like, no, you don't say that.
All right, question.
Yeah.
Question for you guys.
Yeah.
Would you rather?
Oh, do you remember the Croatian president was like the only one, like the only government person that actually had a jersey on from their team?
Oh no, I don't remember that.
I remember. Yeah, we did a story on that. She was the only one. Like everyone else had like a suit and tie and everything, and she actually had the jersey on.
Oh,
That was
Philip Lam.
That's surreal.
Philip Lam walking in there. It's raining. All right. Would you rather have Mexico make it to a semifinal, but the following World Cup, they don't make it to the World Cup? Like that's a trade-off.
No, not at all. No.
What do we look like? The U.S.? No.
Yeah.
Really?
No, not at all. No.
No.
But you don't know if they're uncertain. Like you don't know if they're gonna make it past the group. You trade off. They make it to a semifinal.
I just need them at a World Cup every time, all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't know, guys. You can see Mexico.
We've never lived your reality, sir. We don't know what that's like.
Oh, there's a hat. You guys see the hat?
There it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's a press conference.
From the 6 people who are listening, send us questions if you guys want.
Wins the World Cup, but they don't make it to the next two World Cups. Oh, that's a good one.
What? How is that even possible?
I'd go for that. Yeah.
Is that even physically possible?
Yeah.
CONCACAF becomes like the toughest region to qualify in the world or something.
Let's just say
I love
wins the World Cup, but they don't make it to the next two World Cups. Would you take that trade? Everybody, what are you guys saying?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I think I'd take it.
If it happens when I'm like 85 and therefore doesn't impact my work.
Mexico wins the World Cup, but they never make it to a World Cup again.
No, you're just making ridiculous.
No.
I don't care. I want to see Mexico in the World Cup. F you guys. I'll be fine. I'm done with soccer after that. All right, guys.
Beautiful.
I think we're getting to the end. They're showing Panama, which they didn't even show Panama in any of the games. Of course, they show Messi walking the field. African teams that didn't make it past the first stage. Let's see if they show any Mexican.
Yeah, how couldn't they show Panama? That was such an amazing story as well.
I know, right?
I was telling Wito the other day, like I was watching all the goals and like they're showing Panama and I was like, wait, Panama qualified? How is this? Oh yeah, that's right. The U.S. didn't qualify. Like it took like 10 seconds for my mind to be like, wait.
Also, like I've never felt more the emotions, like the most extreme emotions.
Germany right there.
The most extreme emotions I've had in numerous years was during those like 10 minutes when like the
we
US
had all the
was trying to
four screens going.
Yeah, and shout out to Andres Cantor who was doing commentary for like 2 to 3 different games while that was happening.
There it is.
At least in the US there was like, oh, that was bizarre. Yeah.
Dreams as we all know, are very curious things. They seem to be introduced not by reason, but by desire. Not by the head, but by the heart.
This seems a little unnecessary.
The whole Dostoevsky quotes. I mean, one of my favorite writers, but come on. All right, guys. Clap. Clap. I'm going to go ahead and stop it. And the documentary, well, did you guys pay attention to the documentary? It was just us commenting.
No, it was not. No. I once I brought back the other beer, I just kind of chatted with you guys.
Let's be honest. Would you say one of the best World Cups?
It's tough because we're kind of young in compare. Like I don't know. Like I
Not
feel like
you,
if you're
not you, so, but
I also think
one of the best modern World Cups, maybe like 90.
or is it because
probably like the
or is it
first
because it's in
modern
your
World
head?
Cup, like 98.
It was because it's in your head that you think it's good because the World Cup, Brazil's World Cup was really good.
2010 was pretty good, I would say, but no.
Yeah, 2010 was also like.
2010 was good. I think
mean,
like the situation amongst this one is what makes it like that much more exciting. Like I don't know, like social media is like extremely thriving right now, so it was like really entertaining in that aspect of it. You had Russia, you know, like advancing as far as they did. There's little things here and there. Obviously, I was there, so there's that bias. But I don't know, like 2010 was really fun too.
Yeah. All right. Giveaway time. Cesar, what are we giving away?
a free SofaScore shirt. We've got is anybody's? I mean, who's here? We got 5 people still in the chat.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're gonna give this away. Yeah.
All right, you do it. You have it, so you can
Ask
give
a
it away.
random question.
It's a random.
The most random question. Okay, we got 5 people here in chat, and I assume that they'll probably just have to look up something.
Or they probably know.
Huh?
Or maybe they know.
Because we could Google it ourselves. Let's say. Well, I'm putting here a spot. Who is okay? So obviously, you think of the all-time leading goal scorers in the Mexican national team. Who is number 3?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh,
Who's number 3?
I'm gonna write it down right now.
Huh.
I think a lot of us can think of the top 2, but the first person to respond with number 3 will get a SofaScore shirt and perhaps a notebook as well.
Do you have it? Can you show us?
I mean, it's in the bedroom.
Oh,
I'll
okay,
bring.
Never mind. I thought maybe...
This is the spare bedroom we're in right now. So.
All right, well, there it is, guys. Who is the number 3 all-time goal scorer for the Mexican national team? And you will get... I don't see anybody on the chat. Is there anybody watching us? Maybe nobody's watching us. There's 6 people.
6 people.
There's
6 people.
If you're on, comment right now so we can give you this.
Because when Michael Limon gets the first prize that we talked about earlier today, and maybe it'll be Michael who will be bringing up the second one. We'll see. We'll see.
All right. In the meantime,
We'll give them like 3 minutes. If nobody does it,
just give it to Amy.
I want a SofaScore shirt. Yeah, why not? Wait, is it dark or light? Because I need a light shirt for co-ed league.
Adriana just got a message.
Adriana got a message.
Oh, yeah.
Adriana, read your message. Read your message.
That's actually tweets. Oh no, wait, no. When that Mario Bros sound is an email actually.
Okay.
Oh, Chicken Biscuit just got their congratulations, Chicken Biscuit. You're correct.
It is Cuauhtémoc Blanco.
Yeah, you're exactly. So Chicharito has 52, Borghetti has 46, and in at number 3 with 39 goals is Blanco. So, Chicken Biscuit, send a DM to any of us.
Soccer show.
Yeah.
And let us know your shirt size. Hopefully you're not a small, because I no longer have small sizes for any of these shirts. It's just extra large, large, and medium. So, yeah. Chicken Biscuit. Yeah. Yeah.
What's it like being a biscuit? Is it fun?
What's it like being a chicken?
A biscuit. A chicken biscuit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Congratulations, dude. Cuauhtémoc Blanco has a record for something.
Being
as
the
like,
only
in the World Cup, like
the only retired soccer player to hit the crossbar during a official Liga MX match when he's in his 40s, and it's I was about to curse, but it is bizarre.
No. I think he has.
How awesome was that?
I think
and it's all its weirdness.
I think he has a record for like the most goals in like the Confederations Cup or something like that. Like a weird record.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. It's like him and like Ronaldinho and something like that. Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah.
Chicken Biscuit says it's warm and comfortable. All right. I got another Bufan that we're gonna give away. Amy.
Woo! What?
You think of a question.
Oh no, I can't. I'm not in the state to think of anything right now.
I can think of another question here.
Okay, go ahead. Think of another question. Here we go.
Okay, so if we're basing this off of Wikipedia, and I mean Wikipedia isn't exactly the best source, but I think it's a very reliable source. So number one, when it comes to most cap players, Mexican national team, Claudio Suarez is number one for Mexico. Andrés Guardado is number 2. Rafa Marquez is number 3. Pavel Pardo and Torrado are both tied at number 4, but who comes after that? Technically, number 6. So after
I don't even know
Claudio
this.
After Claudio
I don't
Suarez,
know that either.
after Guardado, after Rafa Marquez, after Pavel Pardo and Torrado, who comes in after that?
Can we give guess? Even though I don't know, like you got to tell us.
All right, so I think
I can.
20-something goals.
So according to Wikipedia, here's my little
I think
hint.
I got it.
He played from 1991 to
Oh, no,
2004 for the Mexican national team.
Ramon Ramirez.
I mean, you can't answer. You have to wait for the people to
Oh,
answer.
okay. I don't know. I don't know. I was gonna say Ochoa.
I mean, you can't answer. The people have to answer. I mean, also Ochoa didn't play until 2004.
Before that, before you said 1991, I was like Ochoa. Ochoa's got like 103, 104 games. No,
Right, he played from 1991 to 2004. He has 130 caps, and he's technically number 6 on the list. Not Claudio Suarez, not Guardado, not Rafa Marquez, not Pavel Pardo, not Torrado.
Played 1991
to 2004. It's pretty early if you think about it. Yeah. Let's see if anybody says anything.
No, that's a hard one. All right. Well,
So he probably played 2002 World Cup, maybe.
Potentially.
Yeah. All right. Well, that'll be our last one, guys. Really appreciate everybody joining. We're gonna continue to. We were thinking of watching the Oro documentary.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. Yeah.
Maybe we can stream that, and FIFA won't get on our case because it's Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola was the one that made that. Does anybody know the answer before we finish our stream? We might not have any.
I mean, I think we just have 5 people, so yeah.
No. All right. Well,
some people are watching. They're still gonna get the prize nonetheless. So.
All right. Well, so the winners
What was
are. Who was it?
Wait, what was the answer?
Oh, so the answer is Jorge Campos.
Makes
Oh.
sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So Chicken Biscuit and who's the other dude?
Michael Limon.
Michael Limon. Get in contact with us.
All right, guys. Well, this was a lot of fun. Sorry we couldn't continue the stream. I got a lot of cool texts from a lot of people that it looked really cool when we were on the corner, and we were actually commenting while the stream, because I think a lot of people aren't able to do both because they were listening to us in their phones or in their computers. So
I wonder what the pay rate is for that person that has to like always be checking all the time to see if there's any illegal streams for FIFA.
It got by really fast. I honestly would have thought that we would have finished and then they would have reviewed it and then be like, no, you can't have it. No, it was like during it, they cut us off.
8 minutes in, they're
8
like,
minutes in, they're like, nope, you shouldn't be able to do this. Sorry. Whatever. All right, guys. It was fun times. Cesar, Amy, Adriana, a lot of fun. We'll see where Mr. Tom Marshall is at next time, but we're gonna have a show on Monday, right? Our regular Next Thing in Soccer show, our podcast.
Got nothing else to do.
We'll continue to see what's happening. Stay safe. What's everyone's got planned for the rest of the night?
I'm gonna go have dinner with my family right now because they're like the only people I've seen in like 2 weeks.
Then we're gonna hit the town, just go out.
All right. I'm gonna continue taking these Michelob Ultras. because it's the only beer I have because I haven't been to the store in like a long time. So yeah, we'll continue to do that. But all right, guys. Cesar, thank you. We'll continue to give away some more of these SofaScore jerseys and all the other stuff. And I got Amy's got a bunch of bufandas, so this is not going away because she took a bunch.
Oh no, I gave them out. I have like 40 family members, so yeah.
All right, guys. This has been another edition of the Mexican Soccer Show. Thank you so much, and we'll be back pretty soon. Hasta la próxima.